Alright, I just dug my first deeper signal. Silver in the hole with the 1265X. Here's the Bounty Hunter pinpointer, so it's probably 7 inches deep. Let's see what it is. It's Merc. It's dark. Sweet! Similar target sound that I just had when I dug that 7-inch dime. The disc one is at 4, and then when I flip my selector switch forward, still getting that smooth tone. And that's with the disc at 8. Even if I crank the disc to 10 with the selector switch forward, getting that nice smooth round wah sound. And if you look at it, it's a smaller signal, so it's deeper, and if I pinpoint it, you can tell it's a small pinpoint. So I'm guessing it's going to be another signal around the 6 to 8 inch depth. So I'll be right back to see what it is. Alright, so I'm down, whatever that is, maybe 5 inches. No signal in the dirt clump yet. You can still hear it. Still in there, so I'm going to keep probing. Oh crap. There it is. I don't know if you can see it. So another 7 inches down, at least, with a good signal. This freaking fisher is killing it. Let me just show you guys. Old school fisher. So I'm talking about, these things go deep. And I'm really enjoying it so far. I've tried, tons of metal detectors, and this one's just, it's got its own language, but it's good. It's finding the deep silver. I would just like to say this machine has freakish depths. I just dug this Smash 3-ringer, small one. I don't know if it's a 3-ringer, but I see the 3 rings. It's old, no doubt about it. The length of my shovel. And once I got down to about 8 inches, the signal pretty much disappeared, but I was able to get this coil into the hole, and every time I did that, it was still able to pinpoint the non-motion mode. And it just kept going, and I dug freaking, I don't know, man, 10 inches deep. I don't even know if it'll air test 10 inches. I mean, it was one of those deep silver sounds, and it registered all the way, through the discrimination up to 10. So I don't know. Nothing else is in the hole. I checked it, so I've heard of these things getting freakish depths, and that was it right there. Impressive. Even though I just dug a monstrous hole in this place, very clean. I'm using these things, so it can dig pretty deep without making a mess. I'll just stomp it down good. That's it. So I'm just going to quick talk a little bit about my hunt that I had with the fisher. So I went to 3 city parks here in New Hampshire. They're all older. They all date from the 1800s, late 1800s. Fisher is a pretty cool machine. I mean, it's similar to like a Tesoro. The disc circuit's a little bit noisier, so when you go over disced out signals targets, it's a little bit more crackly. But people say they dig a lot of iron with the fisher. I don't believe so. I dug 2 irons signals. Other than that, you can see the array. A lot of pull tabs here, the older style ones, a couple square, 2 newer ones. There's my pile of foil, because I'm just trying to get used to the disc knob since this is a new machine to me. I like to see where things disc out and disc in. This is a funky coin right here. It's a foreign coin from '93. I gotta clean it up. I forgot where it was from, but about 12 dimes, stack of pennies, 2 Wheaties. One was 1919. Man, I gotta say, 1919. That has got to be the most common wheat penny I've ever dug. Also, some wire. Giant chunk of lead. This was probably over a foot, maybe 14 inches deep, with a good signal. Some really old thick glass from City Park. 2 bottle caps, another piece of lead. One thing I noticed, you could have a penny at 4 inches deep and it bangs loud. Like really, really loud. More so than any detector I've ever had. So the shallow objects almost bang as loud as you would think like a piece of iron, like a shallow piece of big iron or something. And then once you get past like the 5-inch mark with a coin-sized item, that's where the modulation really kicks into where it starts to become a smoother signal with the Fisher here. Those 2 silver dimes I dug, a darky and a shiny, both around 7 inches deep. And they weren't a loud target signal. They were soft and smooth. But with the Fisher, you have your trigger, so you can trigger through your different discs. Disc 1 and disc 2. Bingo! I've been pretty much running my disc 1 right around 4, disc 2 around 8. So I've noticed foils right around here. Your pull tabs come in between 5 and just 4, 6. Right around that area is my pull tab range. So nickels are right around here. Didn't dig any nickels. And I keep, you know, my disc 2 around 7 or 8. Sensitivity, I have it cranked, so I turn it all the way up and then you pull it out. I was doing some painting earlier. So I just run, you know, boost as bang. Sensitivity as high as it can go. You know, it is a heavier machine, almost 4 pounds, but with that 8-inch coil, depth is really cool. Surprisingly deep. This was surprisingly deep right here. This little gold-plated doohickey button. Not that old, maybe 40s, 50s. This was right here. This had to been a foot down. I talked about it earlier. It's really thin. Old 3-ringer bullet, small one. I don't know what it is, but no, it wasn't on the side of the hole. No, I didn't, just because when I dig in the park, I'm very methodical on how deep stuff comes out of the ground, because I'm digging cleanly. It's not like the woods where I'm just taking giant shovelfuls of dirt out and just throwing it on the ground. Like, I go down an inch, remove the soil, check what's on my dig rag, and just keep going. So no shit, no lie, that was a foot down on the ground. And the disc, it rang all the way up through 10, so it came in as a coin signal. The other thing that I dug at a freakish depth was this guy right here. This was probably 8 or 9 inches, super deep. It almost seems like a scale weight, but I couldn't find any numbers on it. Or it might have been a rod of copper that was cut off, copper rod or something, I don't know. But super deep, once again. It actually had a better signal than the silver dime, and it was deeper and smaller, but thicker though, so maybe that's why. But that's on my first, I did 2 days digging with this at 3 different parks. Today was the most successful, and that's it, man. I have a 1266 coming in, and some people say they like the 1265 a little better because it has better modulation, because the gain's cranked up on the 1266, where a 6-inch coin sounds like a 2-inch coin, supposedly. But we'll run through my test card and we'll find out. Though, once again, you know, if you're deep relic hunting, I want those deep signals to come in strong too. Because I'm using a big shovel and I can just freaking shovel away, get right down into it. Versus park digging, I gave my wrist a workout digging a lot of 7-inch targets, 8-inch targets, 10-inch targets, and the dirt is dry, it's not soft, and trying to keep everything clean. I mean, it was a workout digging, you know, all deep targets. Most of these pull tabs are in the 4 to 6 inch range, these older ones here. But you can definitely really understand and hear a clear, smooth tone, deep signal using the switch, going from disc 1 to disc 2 to try to find those deep silver coins. Like each of these coins, they came out all the way through the disc. And what I mean all the way through is I got a signal when the disc was at 7, and I'm like, ooh, that sounds good. And then I cranked the disc to 10, and then also pulled the trigger or pushed the trigger forward for disc 2, and the signal still came through. So, you know, 7 and 8 inch depths, that's pretty good. I'm not saying it's E-track depths, but heck, I mean, it's just shy of E-track depths. And I paid, I think, $135 for this machine. It's not pretty. I need to do a little bit of work to it. I gotta get this glove holding the battery pack door on. I might make a piece of Velcro. It's missing that. But the performance-wise, it's good. Also, I'm big into cellar hole hunting, and I haven't really got to try it in too many trashy square nail areas, trying to pick, you know, buttons and large cents and old coins out of that. But you can definitely hear the clicking and the clacking of what a signal sounds like when it's rejecting, discriminating out iron. So I haven't really tested it in that fashion yet. I did do one cellar hole with it, and I found a couple buttons. I think it's on a video or something I did. But yeah, that's you know, this thing came out in like the 87 or something. Old school technology. That's why there's hardly any silver freaking coins left in these parks around here, because the people who bought these machines did very well with them. Freaking jerks. But that's it. I'll talk to you guys later. I'm babbling on, and we'll be back with some more machines later on.